Good evening, and welcome to, we see the camera pans over to our narrator, shrouded in shadow. Behind them, a neon sign that has the words Lock Studios on it, but most of the word studios is burnt out, so it just says Lock It. Welcome to Lock Studios, where we produce classic fan favorites such as Detective Dame, Honor and Heart, Last Call, Starfleet Command, and Ragnar the Menacing. We're not exactly sure what the fate of these shows will be. Everything is sort of up in the air right now, but don't worry. If we have to go off air, you can be sure that we will be just as entertaining in post-production. Myself, Joe Underwood, and my co-GM, my co-showrunner, Aaron Lusty, are going to be running this game as your showrunners. We're here with our incredible cast, Scully, Hale Tate, MJ Johnson, Abby Nelson, and Nolan Peacock. Each of our PCs is playing the main character of a Truman Show-esque styled show, except all of these are set in various time periods throughout history in various settings, all the way from prehistory to the far distant future. We will majorly be using roll for shoes with a few kids on bikes or never stop blowing up mechanics. This basically means that our PCs have skills that they roll a certain number of d6s on, including a 1d6 do anything skill. They roll to hit a DC. If they hit it, it happens. If they don't, they take a note, like a director's note, which is what we're calling the XP function of this system. Notes can be traded in to add +1 to any roll. If you hit the maximum number on a roll, so you roll a 6 on 1d6, a 12 on 2d6, you blow up and will graduate either to a more specific skill, or you will level up your current skill by 1. Blowing up on a jump skill to jump over a river would mean that you now have 2d6 in jumping over rivers. Or you could say that you have 2d6 in jumping generally. The more d6 you have, the harder it is to blow up. And do anything always stays at a 1d6. The camera first pans past that burnt out neon sign and into a building where a woman who you all will come to know as Raegan, or Raegan Lease, a ginger, mid-40s, early 50s woman, hot as hell, wearing like business casual, all black suit, and a name tag, probably more like a lanyard for Lock Studios. She leads this tour through the building. And if you are so glad that you all were interested in a tour of our studio, we would be happy to oblige. Of course, we can't take you into any of the sets. Our actors are hard at work keeping the story running around our main characters. After all, some of them have to pretend that they're married to them, pretend they're siblings or friends. It's very taxing work. It's very long hours. All of our stars were adopted from orphanages at birth by the studio and placed into their respective shows to broadcast the most inspiring psychological experiment. How would 6 babies, all born on January 1st, 2075, turn out if they were raised to think that they were in a different time period, living in an authentic world, but the only person in their world who is not an actor is themselves? Over the last 25 years, viewers have fallen in love with the 5 main characters throughout all of our programs. Let's take a look at some of the camera screens and see what everyone's up to. Oh, look, we can actually see Ragnar first, and let's take a trip to prehistory. The camera pans and zooms in on one of the, tech control panel screens. And we hear, Lion King music in the background here. Perfect, yes. We first move to this Flintstones-style prehistoric town where we see, rock houses and those rock cars, but you're actually just running underneath them, and TVs that are made of stone and all of these different things. And we move past where people have cave paintings in wooden frames on their walls and all of these different things until we drift our view past all of these stone houses to a pretty new discovery in this time period of domesticated animals, where we find a wooden pen here filled with all of these, there's wolves here, there's saber-toothed tigers, all of these different prehistoric animals that they're keeping as pets here. And we see Ragnar. Scully, would you describe Ragnar for us?
I would love to. So, Ragnar the Menacing is a towering, hulking figure. Probably the biggest man you've ever seen in your entire life. Tall, like broad-shouldered, black hair that goes down like almost to his waist. Thick beard, thick eyebrows, very like piercing green eyes, and various scars across his face, his arms, his hands, from working with animals for most of his life. Ragnar the Menacing is someone who has been repeatedly rejected by society for his very intimidating looking natural scowl, despite being kind of a big softy deep down. And even though his heart is normally in the right place, he finds himself scaring the people that he cares about and wants to get closest to the most. And he's found his solace and his love in working with animals, the lost, the rejected, the injured, animals that he has brought into his care, that he helps find good homes. So that's what he's doing right now.
Awesome. You see that as you're kind of working out here, probably feeding, getting some food set out for the animals or whatever, you see this cave woman come up. She has a bone that she has carved a little niche in and pinned to her head in like a giant hair bow. And she's wearing like the classic like bone pin, one shoulder, cheetah print, loincloth dress. Big curly hair here, and she comes over. This is Ula, you don't know this, your co-star. But you just think she is the loveliest woman you've ever met. And Ula kind of steps over and she has a basket. Oh, hi Ragnar. I just had this basket. I didn't know if you had somewhere that you wanted me to put it.
Ula, you can, you could, over there if you wanted to. You look, over there's fine.
As she, okay, starts to walk over, you see, look like Ragnar stumbling over his words. You turn and see that Tuck is approaching. Tuck is half the size of you, but a perfect square. Has a loincloth, like, toga type thing that is exactly mirroring Ula's. This is Tuck, Ula's, like, roguish, charming boyfriend that grinds your gears. And you see Tuck comes up and says, "What's the matter, Ragnar? You nervous?"
I could barely hear you from down there, Tuck.
Well, I don't need you to hear me. Ula hears me.
Right into his chest. He doesn't say anything, but he's stewing over that.
You see Tuck walks over and, "Don't worry, Ula, I will help you carry that. You should not carry such a heavy thing on your own." And he, like, starts to go over. How does Ragnar feel it right now?
He feels really stupid that he didn't ask to carry it for her. He's like, I'm really strong, I could have done that. Dang it, God, just, I hate that guy. The guy sucks. just internalizing all of that. Very much like, wish I would have said this, wish I would have done this. She deserves so much better. Yeah. Lots of regret and kind of shame.
Yeah. As you're,
I think he's like scruffs up like one of the like wolves that's like around him, like.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
As you like continue working, that's kind of a boring day at work. Eventually, your mom Duga comes out, and same thing, like very class, like what's super in for the cavemen, right? For the cave women right now, she comes out and she's like, "Ragnar, I have stone soup back at the house. You need to come home."
Yeah, I know, Mom. I got a few things left to wrap up around here. I'll be in soon. I promise.
Ever since your father died, She looks into the distance for a brief second. You're like, what are you looking at? And then she comes back and says, just seems like you've been spending a lot of time at work.
Mom, these animals need me. More than most people need me or want me. It's better than I'm here.
Are you sure you don't want to enter the Velociraptor Derby? Everyone in town will be there, and I really think you'd have a good time if you went.
I heard Tuck's gonna be there. I want to be around that bonehead.
Well, maybe you could come and you could show that Tuck up, and maybe Ula will finally take notice of you. I mean, you're my. She reaches straight up to grab your cheek. You're my sweet little boy, and I just know that if you just show what's in here, then Ula will love you for who you are.
You really think I could do it, Mom?
Yeah. If you entered the Velociraptor Derby, then you'd be able to ride a Velociraptor and really show that Tuck what for.
Animals do like me a lot better than they like Tuck. You know, they have a sense about that stuff. They can sniff him out, see that he's a real poop head.
I don't commend that kind of language, but I agree with you. Come on, honey. So she puts an arm around your waist, I guess, because you're giant.
Oh, yeah, pull my mom in, yeah.
And, you see that, like, you guys are, like, halfway back when, like, a man from the village, like, you can't remember the name of right now, and he goes, Ragnar, good to see you. Crazy that I run into you right now. Do you think you could help us on the hunt really quick? We could use someone big and strong like you.
Yeah, sure. I can do that if you want me there.
Well, you're so scary. We're thinking that all the animals would, just drop dead immediately as soon as they see you.
Right. Yeah. Sure. I guess I am the scariest person here, so I'm happy to help out.
You are the scariest person here. Come on. And you see that, like, you walk off with this guy. You return to this familiar watering hole as you push through the bush, and you hear jerk your attention over, and you see that this predator spots you. I think in this moment, like, you'd probably be on many hunts, and you realize in this moment that, like, this predator cannot be outrun. You either need to, like, fight or you're going to die. What do you do?
Yeah, let's fight it.
No, what am I
Can I do, like,
do?
a little... Let's fucking attack this thing. Can I use, like, my strength? Can I try to, like, grapple it?
Yeah, I would say so.
Wrestle it to the
I'll
ground?
say just to wrestle this thing to the ground, we'll call it a DC 4.
Oh, easy. I got 5
Easy.
D6 for my strength, baby.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, already. Hold on. So I gotta roll all of them, right?
Yeah,
Just in
impossible
case.
for you to fail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So 4,
Nothing hard here.
plus 10, so 18,
Incredible.
plus 3. So 18 plus 3, so 21.
So many. Yeah, incredible. You, like, after a, like, very short encounter, the predator tires sooner than expected. Short struggle, and it collapses to the ground. And the camera's cut from our camera, not the camera on Ragnar. Cuts back, zooms back away from Ragnar's screen, and the camera pans from the tour that Ray is leading over to a, like, late 40s, early 50s man as he walks into the room. Aaron, would you describe Trenten or 10 for us?
Yes, you all hear Trenten moments before you see him. We start the pan, very well-kept brown leather shoes, brown pants, the very shirt I'm wearing now, In an earlier moment, he had absconded with a similarly brown jacket into his office, leaving that behind. He is approaching with a clipboard. Raegan, you didn't get the memo?
No, I'm doing a tour right now.
Raegan, we need him out. We're done.
Done? What do you mean?
They all pulled out. We're bankrupt. We're done.
Right now? Are
We're
you
shutting
serious?
it down. Yep, come on.
Oh.
Alright, folks, we gotta get you out of here. Parking still will be validated, but...
I am so sorry, everyone. Your tickets will be fully refunded. This was unprecedented. I'm so sorry to... The ticket's not refunded. Your parking will be validated. Please head towards the front kiosk to check out. People kind of... like, like in various states of groaning. They walk out. What do you mean they pulled out?
I mean, we're done. They apparently think that 25-year-olds aren't that marketable anymore. So... I mean, we're needed in the green room, but beyond that, all the shows are done. I mean, Plan B, I guess, is just marketable figurines, and...
We're needed in the green room?
We're needed in the green room, yes. Okay, so we gotta make sure your pager's working.
Yeah.
Because I know that fit on the fritz, but...
I guess, she looks at it, it's just like, yeah, we'll get new batteries and head to the green room.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's roll.
We zoom back into the cavemen. They already, in the process of dragging it back, Ragnar, as you're dragging this back, you're passing the watering hole. Man, you are thirsty.
He flexes his muscles a little bit, trying to see if anyone's watching.
You get a few glances.
There we go. Great. Yeah. Head over, scoop up some water in my big beefy palm. Take a little sip.
As you drink, it takes just a moment. The world tilts as a patch of dirt rises, and you slam into the ground, unconscious. Light silhouettes spilling over you. Several figures are around you. They're trying to grab at you as you shove them away. Eventually, you're overwhelmed and tied down to something flat and cold. The next few weeks, you are slowly released from bindings a little bit at a time for longer stretches of time. These people speak your language but use words that are foreign to you. Strange boxes of the sun fill these lands. You're introduced to many who have claimed to watch over you through some kind of magical box. And after some time, eventually, someone enters the room. You see some random PA, such a nobody, walks in. Again, we are just, here to tell you once more, today is the day that we will let you leave this room and go meet the others. But remember, you were on a show. Take as much time as you need to process this. You've already had several weeks, though, so maybe hurry so I don't get fired. But the show's over now because the network has no more money to, maintain it, and it's just, 25-year-olds aren't very marketable, so they're gonna just, sell bobbleheads with your head on it. There's 5 other main characters, and the network, used the last of its budget to get you guys, a condo, and, there's gonna be an angel there, and they'll tell you more about that in the green room, but, you need to come with me.
Where is Ula? I demand to see Ula!
Okay, as we've told you a few times now, Ula is an actor named Bridget, and she is not real. She's from the year 2100 that we're in now.
No, I've known her my whole life. Where are my dogs? Where are my animals?
So those dogs are like high quality trained Hollywood actors that were trained by Hollywood dog trainers, and they're going back to the training facility now.
Answer me this. What is a bobblehead?
Oh, it's like, do you have dolls in your show? I mean, where you came from?
Would I have dolls?
I think you probably, like, you know, very primitive, like, pelts that have been sewn in such a way to represent, like, little people and that kind of thing.
Yes, stuffed with leaves and full of hay and such, yes.
It's sort of like that, except this is made out of microplastics, and we just, we make the head really big and detachable so that it kind of, like, does that.
Microplastics. What will become of me when I leave this room?
So I'm actually not allowed to tell you that, but Ray and Ten they're the showrunners. They'll be in the green room where everyone else is, and they will explain it to you.
I think at this point you actually hear a knocking, and I think we were halfway up the description of Trenten at the time, and you see just like salt and pepper. No, I stopped it. You didn't do anything. Salt and pepper, slicked back hair, peeks in. Yeah, we, Ragnar, pleasure to meet you. We gotta hurry things along because we've got a couple hours left in the building. So if you'd like to come with me.
Am I untied now?
You're fully loose.
Yeah. So now that I'm released from my restraints, yeah, I guess I will follow
you've been,
you.
like loose for a week now or so.
Yeah.
Cool. I will follow you, tiny man.
Right. Well, I'm 5'11", but I guess yeah. You see, he's writing on a little clipboard in front of him, and then roll me do anything real quick.
Let's go.
What?
That's a 2.
DC was going to be 3. So what you don't see is on this clipboard him writing "by lifts."
Oh, I understand. I didn't get the joke.
Yeah.
Saying I'm actually 5'11" is everything a 5'11" man would say. So good.
Yeah, so this PA and 10 walk Ragnar out. We walk out. All of the rest of you are already in the green room. You have been in here for a various amount of time. You came out in the order of how fast you adjusted, so obviously the caveman was last. I think maybe it was either Matthias or Audrey that came out first. Maybe Matthias would probably have adjusted fastest and been like whatever and sent out to the green room. And then probably in descending year order after that. We see a green room with couch, pictures of Marvel movie posters on the wall, and we're gonna go around and meet all of your characters now, before Ragnar walks in. Matthias, let's start with you since you were probably the first one in here.
Sure, yeah. Matthias is, he's a charming looking fella. He's dashing, very blonde hair, very much like full of pomp and circumstance of, like a military history, a military family, like background. He's very upright and careful with his words, very diplomatic with what he says around people.
Awesome. Audrey, let's hear from you.
Audrey, I think we said it was from the 1920s, 1930s-ish. Very much a femme fatale. She's got this, like, swoop curled little haircut. Who knows if in this holding period they would have let her have access to cosmetics of any kind. I feel like she made a way somehow. They don't know how she did it. Despite looking like a femme fatale, damsel in distress. She was a detective, so she's sitting there trying to put the pieces together still, even though she's probably grasped it no matter how absurd it is. I think I've decided, influenced probably by the beauty standards at the time, whatever, I don't really know, I did not fact check, but she probably used to draw on a mole, and now she's like, we are super fake now. I am years behind. They were tricking me. She is smoking a cigarette in the green room, and they don't know how, because they keep telling her to put it out. There's no ashtrays anywhere. Yeah. And she's just like...
Yeah.
She's on the couch like this.
Yes, excellent. And so, in a similar asking, since Abby mentioned it, Nolan, what is the captain doing in the green room here?
He definitely found the only, like, swivel chair in the room, and he's sitting in it fully like it's his helm, like, chair on the bridge. Very... at the front of everybody, still
incredible.
Thinking he's in charge.
Before we introduce our other two and have Ragnar come in as well, if you two were the first ones here, like, how would you have, like, backing up in time slightly, how would you two have, like, interacted or whatever, like, Matthias, you got here first, and then Audrey, you walked in soon after.
I mean, Matthias, he's spent time on different, stations, different ships, different quadrants of space with all kinds of attractive species, and he's had some experience. He's definitely immediately, like, enamored by this femme fatale.
What would he be wearing?
Definitely still his, like, military uniform.
Does it have, like, does it look like a normal military uniform, or does it look like space?
Oh, it fully is like a Star Trek, like, one flap down with, like, several badges and stuff, like, yeah.
Okay, I think she would walk in and, ushered by however many PAs, it's like, hands off me. But she'll be like, well, what branch of the military are you in?
Starfleet, Adam.
The what?
Just protecting the United Federation of Planets from dangers across the universe.
The United Federation of Planets?
That's right, ma'am. No need to thank me.
Why do they need to be united?
Well,
there's nothing out there.
If only. Dangers beyond your understanding. Beyond even mine.
Well, alright. I'll go sit down.
She's like, that man's smoking crack.
I've been told a lot of crazy things these past few days, but, well...
Opium's just getting big, and he is on it.
Matthias is like, that usually works.
That usually works.
I heard a lot about all these tonics going around. Apparently they've gotten real popular.
Incredible. Next, walking into the room, MJ, will you please describe Della?
Yeah, so Della is a, Wild West barmaid. So she is in just, how do I describe it? Corset and petticoat, underdressed for her time period, but overdressed for the now. She has just long blonde hair, braided, and yet still almost comes down to her hip. And she has on a cowboy hat that really doesn't match her outfit, but she wears it anyway.
And, you enter the room, you see this, two kind of fancy, futuristic-looking people that you don't recognize. as you walk in, and you two see an old-fashioned cowgirl-looking lady walking in.
What the fuck?
Welcome to our station. What's your name, ma'am?
Why are you doing that with your face, man?
Just immediately drops it. He's like, Nobody's ever questioned him on this, like, palm before. He's like, kind of just sits down.
Roseman on hat. I like your hat. Thanks. When are y'all from? Since that's apparently the thing here. I don't know what the fuck is happening, but I do not know. Well, I was from 1927.
Stardate 2705.7.
Point. I don't know what any of those words mean. Why do I have to start going in points? That's what months are for. I don't care. I don't care. I don't know. It's too new. This is already new.
Matthias is like, I'm gonna crack that nut. Like, he's already logged in.
I'm gonna get it.
Something. He's determined.
Yeah, so we see Della comes in. What do you do as you enter the green? Like, where do you go? What do you do as you enter the green room?
I think I probably will go up to Audrey.
You managed to get makeup. How did you get that? They have not let me have anything in like a week. Well, they forgot that I can pick locks. Did you get me some? Yeah. Right, thank you. Do you want a cigarette? Hell yeah.
When were cigarettes invented?
I don't know.
They
I
had
promise
them
to know what
in
Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like they did.
Yeah.
I know what cigars are.
Yes, anyways.
Yeah. Incredible. So these
cigar.
these three, you guys know that there's supposed to be 5 total. Eventually, another figure enters the room, looking like wildly different than you. Hale, will you please tell us about Margo?
Margo is from about 1450s, maybe. She's got long, curly brown hair. She's wearing a little tiara on top. She's in a blue dress that goes up her neck, long sleeve, floor length. She has a little locket around her necklace, or around her neck. And she is Princess Margo, Sundottir of Valyria.
So chaste. So chaste. You walk in the room and you see all these terrifyingly fancy people. You see is Audrey in a dress, in pants?
I think probably still as close to what she would have been wearing. So I think like a solid dress, but like exposed to shit with tights on.
And yeah,
Heels.
Margo. You see a woman in pants, and a woman you're like, that's a woman dressed like a man. And then you see a woman with like shorter dress and tights on, and this weird looking dude. No concept for what he could possibly be, truly. And all of you see this old-fashioned princess-looking lady walk in.
Oh, hello.
Ah,
My name is Margo. Who might you be?
Della.
Hello,
my name's Audrey.
Audrey.
Captain Matthias B. Halifax of the USS Saratoga.
Oh. Are you a jester of type?
I'm going to be honest, I've given up on trying to explain what I am.
Okay.
Don't listen to him. He's
stick with us, though. I mean, we're more.
Should we bow?
Oh no, please don't. It's okay.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna, but.
Just asking.
Appreciate it.
I was just asking.
Who knows if I would have done it, but...
I do have a question. Do you guys know what a TV show is?
Well, I think... Do you know what the radio... You don't know what the radio is.
Radio.
What is a radio?
Oh, no.
Fancy boy, you know what a TV show is?
On my ship, we've got entire rooms, wall-to-wall screens, moving pictures, stories of all kind.
Theater?
I know
what a
theater.
play
Exactly,
is.
Samantha.
Yes. Okay. I think a TV show is, I think it's like a play, but you can see it in a box that you can bring with you.
Brava, you're exactly correct.
Good to know I'm onto something.
And their favorite source of entertainment is our torture. Right, I love this.
Apparently, I know what. I don't know if we're the only TV shows. I think there are more, which means maybe there's more people that they're doing this to.
As you say that,
I don't really know.
as you say that, the last person to enter the room, you guys see this big caveman guy walk in.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Look at you.
I think Ragnar is gonna kind of stay almost like in a animal type way where they're not quite sure how to react, so they just sort of observe. And I think he's just gonna kind of stay silent and just look at all of you and size you up a little bit. Oh, I also want to point out, because I didn't mention this initially, when I say that he's like Ragnar the Menacing, where he looks terrifying and he looks scary, it's by Hollywood standards, where you see this the girl in the dystopian YA movie, and she's like, I'm hideous, and it's you're a 9 and you have a makeup like a birthmark on your face, please relax.
You are Emma Watson wearing glasses.
Yeah. They put a prosthetic on your face because you were too hot.
No, it's very much giving He's I was told my whole life that I was so scary and no one could ever love me, but he's actually
He's just got a strong nose.
giving Jason Momoa with scars and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, I think he sort of just walks in and I think observes.
Awesome. Do any of you say anything to this giant caveman?
Hello?
I believe I saw pictures of you in a scroll in my castle.
What?
You
Pictures of
remind me of a scrog I fought off Machiavel for.
You know what a picture is.
You start saying things that we know what it means.
I had lots of what I've been told are pictures on the wall of my cave, drawings, various things.
I mean,
How
look at
how big was this facility?
My
How-
cave?
No, sorry, I'm talking about something else now. I'm sorry, you can keep talking about the cave. I moved on. I interrupted
I thought you were talking to me. Yeah.
It's okay, you can keep talking about the cave if it makes you feel better.
What is a scrog?
none of us know. Only he does.
Terrifying beasts. Colonizers. A lot of them.
That's what I've heard my whole life.
Oh.
Well, you've not yet torn a man limb from limb, so you're alright in my book.
Says you.
Ragnar, you glance over and see the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life, Princess Margo, sitting in the corner in a floor-length gown.
Hello.
Who are you?
My name is Margo. And what's your name?
I'm happy to meet you. I'm Ragnar.
It's a pleasure to meet you too, Ragnar.
Do you need me to carry any heavy stuff for you?
I'm okay right now, but I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Pretty lady.
Thank you.
Any baskets I can carry for you?
Oh my god.
He's just gonna look at you.
How far had Ragnar moved from the door at this point?
I think probably just like doors here, corner of the room.
Enough that he's not going to get hit.
I mean, depends on how hard you're swinging. If you hit Ragnar with a door, he'll beat the door. It might come back and hit you.
Ragnar with the door.
I think as this little bit of flirtation happens, you see Trenten enters the room, sees Della and Audrey smoking. I'm assuming,
Ray comes in
he's...
after.
People have come in before to confiscate, like, compacts that you've managed to get and cigarettes and stuff. And Trenten just sighs, pulls out tweezers and from each of you, putting them in a metal case.
I'm sorry.
We've got to get our security deposit
Can we
back.
can we not have fun around here?
You
don't
can
have to
outside.
make-
As soon as the building
I
is...
think I'm owed a cigarette.
Well, and you can walk down to a corner store and buy one as soon as you're out, but we do have to get our, we have to, pay for the last light bill. So, anyway, I see that you've all become acquainted. I'm Raegan, you can call me Ray. I'm Raegan Lease, and this is my co-runner, my co-showrunner, Trenten.
Trenten, you can call me Ten Shin. It's a pleasure.
How's everyone finding the
Right.
green room?
Huh?
How's everyone finding the green room? I trust you saw the mini water bottles in the corner.
Ragnar's gonna pick
Why
one
don't
up.
you have
Shake it.
alcohol?
Why don't we have
We're not
alcohol?
allowed to in this. Offset is not allowed, I'm afraid.
What kind of places?
Your food synthesizer seems to be on the fritz.
We do not have a food synthesizer. That is a microwave, and you have to put food into it. It cannot just eject food like you were used to.
Yes. This heats food. That's all it does.
Why are you calling it green room? It's not green.
It's a fair question.
I didn't name it, so.
Nothing here makes sense.
Well, again, nice to, I feel like I've already met all of you, but nice to see you, finally. We are the faces behind all of your television shows. We are the ones that have been orchestrating everything going on behind the scenes here. It's been an honor running your lives for 25 years. Unfortunately, however,
You put us in here.
I did not put you in
Running
here.
our lives?
I did not put you in there, but I was, I just championed the ship, so to speak, to make sure that you all had as entertaining lives as possible. But,
Yeah.
So you didn't get us out.
entertaining.
You didn't get us out.
There is a team of shareholders which, to a degree, dictates our actions. There have been multiple pushes in the past to free you all. As a matter of fact, about 35 years ago, was it?
something like that, yeah.
There was a first show and ended up getting let out, but
You've done this before and you didn't realize it was a bad idea to
I mean,
It's an
lie
excellent
to
idea.
people their
It makes a
entire
lot of money.
fucking lives.
Were you all happy before we pulled you out?
Fairly. But encountered many bad things.
But listen,
And you made them happen.
Kicked out by my parents.
I understand your concern. Your lives have been a daily comfort for all of the people of the United States of America. It is something for them to wake up with and to go to bed with. They find deep comfort in doing their lives along with you. And the shows have been let go, unfortunately. The funding has been pulled. Our shareholders have other priorities now, but we can help you one last time. Isn't that right, Ten?
Yes. So, to my knowledge, we have set you up with a condominium or a duplex, or...
It was a condo.
What's the specifics again?
It was a condo.
Was a condo, okay. We've set you up with a condo, a SUV, and some furnishings in a nearby town.
Yes, so you guys will...
any of those worth me?
Oh.
You keep mentioning shareholders in the United States of America. Capitalism in countries were abolished years ago, no?
Yes, I'm afraid that was a very pleasant lie. We did have to tell you. In addition to the SUV and the condominium, we do have identification packages for all of you. That does include birth certificates, social security. It's going to take a while because we have retirement accounts that you'll access eventually. We can't pay those out yet.
Well, are you expecting that? Can I still be a detective?
If you go to a police academy and earn your way up the ranks, I'm sure someone would let you.
What are we supposed to even do here?
Yeah.
I'm afraid you're self-determining from this point.
Exactly. However, Locke Studios is giving you one final tie line to a support line. We will be your on-call support for 24/7. Ten and myself will be taking shifts being on call for you. They hand you one BlackBerry and they hand it to probably Matthias. They hand Matthias a BlackBerry. That has emergency services and our support line phone number programmed into it. So if you click the support contact in there and call it at any time, you will be able to reach one of us. And we are there to answer any questions that you might have about adjusting to the modern world. But other than that point, you are, as my colleague said, a self-determining from this point.
Can I step up to Trenten?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all up in your business.
I would say you'd notice he hasn't blinked once.
Sir, please step away from my colleague.
It's a pleasure to meet you in person.
You lied about our lives.
Many people lied about your lives. That's just how life works, I'm afraid.
You took my dogs. You took all my animals.
Your dogs were on contract, and their time with the company ceased, so they went back to get another job.
The dogs can get a job, but I can't be a detective?
No, so there's licensing and leasing agencies, and so those dogs were on loan for a time. But unfortunately, if we were to train you on modern detective practices, that would have altered the show a fair bit. Like I said, you can, with proper training, become a detective. I believe there is a small stipend that will be coming. We just have to get the rest of the bills paid first.
Yes.
Maybe you can put that towards Police Academy.
Yes.
You have angered Ragnar the Menacing, and I require a bobblehead as recompense.
You see
Hold
that
on, he
Ray's
said it.
about to call security, and then she goes,
He said the line. I'm sorry, I'm a huge fan.
I didn't know that he would say it. That's so funny. We are huge fans. I know that, like, it's hard, fan versus, like, yes, of course we created it, but, wow. I mean, honestly, like, I've been trying to keep this straight business face. It is really super cool, and an honor to meet all of you.
It's not. What is? It's not. Ooh.
Right, so, once bobbleheads are produced, if those are produced, we might be able to get you guys in for commercial shoots, in which case you will receive a small payout and or a bobblehead.
I don't care about a bobblehead. You took everything I've ever known. Why would I give a fuck about
Cowboy
a bobblehead?
playset? We might be making some of those.
Well, are we leaving? Because I think I've decided I never want to see either of you two again.
I'm on board
Yes.
with that.
Speaking of, and like she reaches into a bag, grabs a SUV key. Who would be best? Who do you think? 10. Who would be best equipped to drive?
I have driven many times in my stone car. I shall take the keys.
Oh no.
I'm
no.
a licensed
not.
pilot, up to a level 4 starship.
Have you ever driven something with wheels?
No.
I can
We can let them decide.
drive horses. I can drive horses. Is
Audrey,
there-
have you
is
ever
this
operated
full
a
carriage?
car?
I think I maybe drove a Model T once.
I think that might be closest.
That's right, we did partner with the DMV to make sure licensure was the same.
Yes. Okay, great.
Yes.
Hands the keys to Audrey, and there's a car. There's a house key down there.
Is it one of those like fob ones?
Yeah.
She's like, "This is a key.
It connects them remotely to the vehicle.
Where are the teeth?"
Oh.
So there is a backup. If you push the silver button, it'll flick out. Yeah.
She's holding it like this.
This is a 2010 Honda Civic. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's
Fully
an SUV.
90-year-old.
It's clearly an Escalade.
It's a Kia Soul, obviously.
It's an SUV. It's an SUV.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions for Ray and 10 before you head out? Matthias, you have this BlackBerry. You have the keys to the house and the car, Audrey. Before you guys pile into this SUV and head out, do you have any other questions for Ray or 10?
Oh, everyone I've ever known was an actor.
Yes.
Ed's is not. He's not.
I mean, slight exception. There were tour groups about once a year, but they were trained up, so like half actors.
So Eric wasn't real?
What does that mean?
Eric was not real, that's correct.
Can we see anyone that we used to know?
No.
I would love to talk to Eddie for just a minute.
So all of the actors have now entered into witness protection and have moved elsewhere so that none of the fans kind of mock them once they're out into the real world. But don't worry, you will all be perfectly fine out in the real world.
But you said that we were comforts for however many people, 2,000 people or whatnot.
Harleyville, South Carolina is a very small town. And we found after all of our market research that was the town in the United States that had the least amount of viewers of the show.
I don't know what any of that means.
I don't want
Oh,
more. Show me the Model T.
how do I know this isn't another Xantharian simulation?
Right, so Xanthar is a backlot. I don't know how many times we can say this. What was the trick for Xantharian simulations again?
Oh, it was...
Was it pain?
Yes, it was a pain. It had a green screen behind it. VR headset.
Right. Yes, okay. So I guess touch something? Touch anything that you don't think we would expect you to touch.
Ragnar touches the top of Matthias's head. So many tiny
Matthias
men.
definitely reaches for Audrey's hand.
With the key like this, I'm like, you said you've never driven anything with wheels. Why are you trying to take this from me?
I think they would have
Right, the
expected
key.
that one. Sir.
do you guys head out to this car?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I probably end up. I walk out whatever door.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're fully leading you to it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
For reference, when not physically right now talking to Ray or Ten, Aaron and I are taking role of the leading GM, in this case me, will narrate your dice rolls and be the adjudicator between you and the world. Aaron, the kind of backseat GM showrunner for this, is going to cut in whenever he feels appropriate and tell us what the world's doing. So if something from the world interrupts us for some reason, that will be Aaron jumping in here. And I will be adjudicating whatever you guys want to do and narrating your dice rolls. Does that make sense? When you guys aren't physically talking to Ray and Ten at the same time. So, awesome. You guys are led out to a parking lot by Ray and Ten. They both leave you. And you guys have this phone, these car keys, and this house key. And there's an SUV here.
This is quite larger than I thought.
I don't know what this thing is.
You know,
It's like
horses.
Carriage without horses, right?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't-
there's no horses.
I didn't think
How
I
does
would've
it
known
work without horses?
No, I was going to say, you know what
A warp drive.
horses are. Here we go. Oh no.
Oh, cool. What's the log thing?
I think because it's got the buttons, spends a long time trying to unlock it. Does
Okay.
not know how.
Give me do you have a relevant skill already, or do you want to try to do anything to see if we can get into this car?
No, I don't have a relevant skill unless you would allow shoot cute gun.
Are you
I mean,
shooting your gun?
investigation though, right?
Around at it.
I would
Wait,
say, yeah.
investigation, you're right.
You can
My
poke around.
investigation, I'm poking around.
Okay, give me a poke around
Shoot
check.
in the window.
And I'm gonna say, in order to figure out how this key works and to get in and get it turned on, or do you want are you hoping that this check will help you get the car moving, driving? Is that the
I
goal?
think this one is figure out how this car works just to get inside to start it and to explain it in a way to the others that definitely are
Okay. And I'll say, give me a DC.
oh no.
Jack, come back!
Bella didn't like it.
There we go.
Why is this first back?
I will say, give me a DC 10 poke around check to see if we can figure this out.
Please. 13.
Awesome. I think eventually you do get it. You figure out, okay, this button, it looks like a lock that is unlocked, so you press that, the car goes, shh, and you go, huh! Open the door, sit inside of it, and eventually you're able to figure out, there's a button that says start, hold pedal down and start, and you're, okay. Ding, ding, as the car turns on. Does everyone get into the car?
I think Ragnar looks inside and goes, "Where's the hole for your feet?"
Right.
What?
There's no hole. There's some space for your feet to go. And I point to where your feet would go, just in a normal car.
I think Stella climbs in. Why is there a roof on this carriage? How are we supposed to see anything?
I think it's
Matthias.
for the elements.
People nowadays just must be sissies.
I think Ragnar's gonna
Matthias
take.
definitely gets in the. Oh, sorry.
Nope, you go first, Nolan.
He definitely gets in the passenger seat for sure, or not the the front passenger seat, closest to the windshield, just to be like, yes, my helmsman normally control the ship anyways. I plot the course.
Good lord.
Ragnar's gonna hold out a hand to Margo to help her into this car.
Why, thank you, Ragnar.
You're very welcome.
A little apprehensive.
So we have
No.
1920s film noir, femme fatale detective. Oh my! Driving this thing. About to drive this thing. We have a Starfleet captain who keeps trying to hold her hand over the dash, over like the middle console with his arms out like this. And in the back seat we have like Ragnar giant man in the I'm imagining in the middle.
For sure in the middle.
And then princess on one side squished against the windshield, cowgirl on the other side squished against the other windshield. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I like to imagine Margo's
Also
like kind of
also has
sideways
a
so she can
cigarette.
still be poised.
Guys, chill.
Ragnar thinks that she's turning away from him because
I was about to
he's
say, how's
holding.
Margo feeling about, like, being touched? Oh, no. No, I was gonna ask, how is Margo feeling about, like, general touch? Being touched?
Margo's very weirded out. Everybody usually is very far away from her, so she's kind of like prim, proper, straight up. She's kind of like front of the seat.
Yeah. My fellow showrunner, would you mind describing what Harleyville, South Carolina looks like as they begin to drive?
Yes.
No, I wanted to specifically, like, do we know where we're going?
Yes, so, bizarrely, there is a black piece of glass in the middle of this car, and as you turn it on, it alights, and you see a little picture of a car, a little blue line shooting off from that, and on the top it says Harleyville, South Carolina.
She's, as upon it first opening, she's like...
It's like a map.
And drive 20 miles straight.
It is like a map, which I
thank
think
you, computer.
some of you might... There we go. There we go.
They've put a radio in the car?
The ship's AI must have plotted a course for us already. I say we follow.
The ship's... What?
There's a little man living in the ship telling us where to go.
Recalculating.
Best I can explain it.
So they put people in
Well, how would there be?
shows and put men in cars.
This is going to be a much longer conversation than...
Okay.
Too many little men.
Wow.
Very perplexed.
I would ask you to give me some role to drive this car.
I was just about to
I was
say,
gonna
whatever you, like, make some argument to me of what you'd like to roll for drive, or do anything if you don't have anything relevant.
do anything.
Okay, go for it.
Do
All right.
anything.
Yeah, you can
There's
fully
no
do
skill.
anything right
There's
now.
no
think-
skill.
DC
Four.
here. Okay, well,
4.
you're supposed to wait until I tell you the DC.
4.
Fine.
Don't change the number no matter what.
I didn't have one already, so...
Well, I think she should fail.
You think that should fail?
Yeah, I think she should fail.
I think a 4 is really too low, so yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I think a 4 is good enough to drive, but not at all safely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's moving, but it's going...
It's
Okay, excellent. So you don't have to take a note here, but you, managed to, based on your, I think, combination of Matthias knowing how a ship works and you knowing how Model Ts worked, you managed to get this thing trundling down the road.
Yeah.
You're hitting every cone,
Yeah.
every,
there's no clutch. It's super confusing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's what I was about to say. Like, I'm supposed to be,
Fully
like,
automatic.
changing something or something, and I'm like, where? I keep putting the car in park.
yeah.
Yeah.
With
No,
that
think
it's
we
like,
went above the mark
sunroof,
on
and
the
it's
grab
like
track
after
with him.
thrusters.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
combination knowledge of knowing how a GPS works to be like, okay, turn here.
Yes.
And I know how to use a wheeled vehicle.
Yes, I think, yeah, you guys kind of partner up on this, and together almost make one full person who can pilot a vehicle. And you guys begin your drive. Aaron, do you have anything that you need to add before they
Yes.
go over it?
With a 4, you get quite a ways away. There's maybe an hour drive total, and you get to the 20-minute mark when all of the sudden the back end of the car kind of starts to sag. Like the back left end is just...
No way.
But you can do whatever the fuck you want with that.
Keep going.
Also,
Keep
what,
going.
I
Keep
interrupted
going.
you earlier with the GPS talk. Can you describe what Harleyville, South Carolina, what does the world around them look like?
Yes, right now it is a very rural area. You are on one of the few developed roads. It's basically like 5 turns you have to make this whole time. Very notably, the place that you left is just a small, like, office building. You're not seeing, like, massive structures that you've spent your whole life in, because you have been told you spent your whole life, you know, not in the real world. It has to be somewhere. As you get to this 20-minute mark of Harleyville, I think the things which you can see off in the distance are the, like, tiniest glint of the top of a cross on a church and a water tower, and that's about it right now.
But this car is sagging, so driver, what you doing? And how's the back seat reacting?
I have a hold of the oh shit handle, just like.
Yeah, shit handle.
I think Margo gets scared and like grabs Ragnar.
I got blush, like fully, like, and like tries to like take her hand, but in his head he's like, "Don't grip too hard, you idiot! You're gonna crush her beautiful, tiny, gentle hand with your big fucking fists. Like, try to be gentle, try to be tender. You're like, God, don't mess this up." So I think he just barely closes his fingers around her hand.
I think
Bella's side-eyeing this.
I think truly driving for too long on the flat tire until suddenly it's like, maybe this is a problem and not what the vehicle is supposed to do.
I am willing to make you an offer, which is you can drive the whole rest of the way on the flat. I just need you to make a check to see what else that ends up fucking up.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Roll just 1d6. On a 1, you pull into the condo's parking space and the car's totaled. On a
I love
2,
it.
3, or 4, we're just gonna add 5 to the rest of the DCs for car operation. And then on a 5 and a 6, you're fine.
Okay.
Do it.
Consensus? Is anyone morally opposed to this?
Go for it.
They don't know
Okay.
what a car is.
Listen. We didn't buy the car.
We don't know
Damage
how
report.
ours work.
Let's
None of
see.
us.
I'm using this
Matthias,
dice.
what did you say?
5. 5.
You know what? These are some of those, like, fancy, like, drive for 100 miles on a flat tires, I guess.
It's that one ad where they run over the nails and the tire's fine.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
So as this group does pull into the actual town of Harleyville, what do they see, world?
Yes, I think you guys are probably, I'm going to let you, the players, decide what direction you think you would be coming from, as far as, like, north, south, east, west, whatever.
Let's go to the coast. Let's go east.
Yeah,
Right,
we're coming from the west, heading towards the coast.
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense to me, yeah.
So it is just fucking farmland, 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 farmland. Eventually, and it's not the easiest to tell the difference, it transitions from, like, farmland to a, like, area that's relatively green. It's got some benches around, kind of big, and the only thing separating this green area and this farmland is a little wooden stand that just on top says Denon's, and that's it. As you get closer, you can see it's not like a well-developed town, but it is a town which is being developed. Your destination a little ahead is Sunny Skies condominiums, but you can see off in the distance the two, I would say, closest locations to you guys would be the Harleyville Methodist Church and the 938th Street Strip Mall. But with your amazing roll, I suppose you navigate right into your fucking parking spot.
Yeah.
I'm like, none of these look like a place to live.
Railroads sure have
What?
developed.
What does
That
this
was
condo?
truly impressive.
What does this condo look like as they pull up?
Pull up.
The condo is very plain. It's not much one of those multiple homes in one building condo, so much as it is a lot of individual like condos, and it's very clearly in the process of new construction. There's maybe 10, 20 buildings tops, and yours is new, but very, very plain. It's got like fucking popcorn siding on it, and like beige fucking shingles. But it directs you straight into a parking lot onto the GPS.
Oh. So yeah, you all arrive outside of this house. What do you say to each other as you get out of the car here? Audrey has your house key.
This is the place then?
It's quite beige.
I've never seen a living quarters like this.
There's no balcony.
After the overpopulation of Earth,
Okay.
this is much space. Are we all in the same house?
You do realize that I think those historical events you're talking about, they didn't happen.
They did explain to us our lives weren't fucking real, dude. I don't know why she would say dude. That's a me.
1850.
Someone said do near her in, like, they broke character once and it's just been running this whole time.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
caught on to it. Yeah, she caught on to it, and she's like, what does that mean? And the person's like,
Exactly.
Matthias is
So
like
now
fully
dude-
standing,
dude
hands
is
on
in her.
hips.
I think Ragnar's
He's like
gonna
fully
like.
standing, hands on hips, ignoring everybody trying to tell him like, dude, like Earth was never overpopulated. Just like,
Just like
It's like, I know
silhouetted in
exactly.
front of this drab building.
yeah.
I mean,
I know
it
exactly
is.
what's going on here.
I mean, you are right. It is quite big. I mean, my parents' house was bigger than this, but most of my living spaces haven't been
Is
this big.
there anyone outside, like in this parking lot or anything? Like, is there any normal person out here?
There are a few cars, I would think, and there's particularly one in, like, parked nearby. That house has, like, yard decorations and shit, and there's, like, you can see a grill, but there is fully no one out at the moment.
I think Ragnar's gonna take the silver lining and see that, like, take the win. The pretty lady took your hand. Things can be okay. And is gonna just like stare at this place that is now his home after realizing that his
A
entire
new
life was
cave.
a lie. New cave.
What a journey to cave.
What a journey to cave.
Oh.
Oh. And he's just gonna look at it and just go, this is our home now. We will make the best of it together.
Yeah, fair.
Very insightful.
Nothing better to do.
Like, Kate instead.
Insightful large man.
Thank you, small man.
Matthias, do you know any of their names?
No, fully not, no. He only knows them as like private, ensign, lieutenant, but like he's just like giving those out arbitrarily.
Does he know Audrey's name or no, or still no?
Oh. No.
Okay.
Probably not.
Love it.
That's so funny. Anyways, I go find the one that we have the key for.
Yeah, you guys can match the number on the key to the number on the house. I think at least 3 of you understand how houses work. And you...
Apartments existed.
Yes, exactly. And you go and unlock the front door here, and you walk in. And, showrunner, what do they see?
Yes, so, the apartment you guys have been given, the condominium, it has a very, like, small, like, cramped for a mudroom, which then immediately lets out into a living room. There's one of those, like, half-high walls separating the living room from the kitchen. And then there is a short hall shooting off of that. As you guys look about, you can see down that short hall there are 4 doors. Upon further investigation, you will find one of them to be a... wait, is it 4? Wait, okay,
Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
5 of us.
No.
DM.
2. There should be 3 doors total.
3 doors total. Okay. 3 doors total, one of which is a bathroom, and the other 2 are bedrooms.
Matthias is immediately checking out the sleeping situation.
Yeah, I
He's
just
like,
wanted to...
just like around the corner from everybody. He's like,
I definitely follow him to make sure he doesn't mess anything up.
Is it
I
furnished?
wanna... Yeah,
It's very, like, it's livably furnished, but it's sparsely furnished. So there's, like, in
A
each
couch.
room, there's a couch in the living room, there's a few chairs, there's a dining table, you've got all your appliances, and then in each room there is a, like, very, like, tiny TV and a set of bunk beds. Twin bunk beds, mind you.
So there's 4 sleeping spots total.
Ouch.
Oh, yeah.
2 people gotta sleep on that couch.
1 person.
Correction. 1 person on the couch. Oh, yeah, there's 5.
We also have a
I'm being
caveman
sick.
in the mix, so has he ever had a bed before?
I was just gonna say, he'd sleep on the floor. Probably.
You don't care.
He'd like, give an extra mattress to Margo, and, like, sleep on the floor.
I wanna, in, like, the kitchen or the living room, or, like, there's appliances. Is there anything that's, like, decidedly modern? Like, my first thought was, like, a Keurig or something that would be in there.
Were Keurigs a 2010 thing?
No.
Yeah?
Coffee makers in general, yeah. I don't think a Keurig was.
There is a coffee pot. It's not, like,
Okay, but,
great.
yeah. There's just, like, nothing that would suddenly be, like, I have no clue what this is. Because I think most of the appliances, it's like, I know
On
what
your
these
fridge,
are. Yeah.
there's this little, like, gap in the door, like a cut-in, basically. You push it,
Yeah.
water on your arm.
Screams.
It's a sink!
It's
I run
leaking!
back out. I
Matthias
run
goes
back
running
out
in,
and
yeah.
pull my gun.
It's leaking! It's broken!
Matthias.
I thought
It-
someone
it-
broke in.
It stopped. My hand is soaking wet. You push it. Put your hand in there.
I push it.
Water on your hand. You touch the lever, just water.
Okay, I don't know what any of this shit is, so that
Okay, this keeps... I think opens it to make sure it is the fridge.
It is a fridge.
This keeps food cold.
Ladies, please. Allow me.
You are a witch. You must be a witch.
No, I didn't do it.
Matthias walks up to the fridge and he goes, 2 glasses of wine, please. Just to where the water came out and is just staring at
There's
it.
no response. You do see there are little buttons on the side of it, though.
Pressing them. Just pressing buttons,
You
waiting
press
for
the
water.
buttons. There's one that's like a little cube, one that's like a little oval with a pointy bit on the up, one that's that but red.
2 glasses? Am I like invisible?
Press the red
to
one?
you?
Yeah, press red.
Do you do anything else?
Thinking red wine.
Put your hand
Just talking
in.
about it. Red,
The things
two.
come out
And
when
then it counts as
the,
5
the
glasses
thing-
of wine, please.
the things come out. The
Push
water
the button,
came out
nothing happens.
when you put your hand in. Put your hand in.
Oh. I forget, we're in less evolved times, and then he presses
It's called hot water.
for one.
Just boiling, basically.
Sprints to the bathroom to put his hand under cold.
Ow!
I need someone to kiss this better.
That hurt.
What is the
Can
same?
I take a look?
Go
can I
ahead.
take a look at
Finish
his
with the fridge.
The burn is irreparable. We will need to take the hand.
He just pulls back. He's like, Medical Bay nearby should be able to take care of this.
Medical Bay.
Let me look at it.
Michael Bay's twin.
Oh my god.
So I need to know what the sleeping arrangement is. Who's going in what room and who's on top, who's on bottom? I must know.
What time is it? I'm wandering around.
You can wander around. I want to know for my own personal reasons. I just want to know.
So there's
where do you
2
put
sets
your
of bunk
things?
beds and a couch?
Yes. Where do you put your things? Who's rooming together and who's sleeping on which side of
I think
which top of
Della-
the bunk bed?
I think
I
Della
take-
tries to rope up.
I take a top bunk, I think.
And I'm definitely taking the one under her.
I was gonna say Della definitely tries to rope Audrey into rooming with her. Just, you don't want to room with a space boy. He's just gonna talk nonsense at you.
He's already unpacking his things.
Yeah. I think if I let him try, it might change some things. If maybe he'll give up.
Oh, okay. Like,
No.
I was like, what are we talking about here?
2 PC
Della-
romances in session 1?
I know.
Not
Della
yet.
definitely took that.
Not yet.
Della definitely took that the wrong way. Like,
I think she
that's
clarifies.
what you're into?
No. I think I'm trying to. If he can learn that we are whatever time period he is from is not. Maybe it'll make him learn faster.
Like, it's lonely. Just like ignoring this conversation, like
Who are you saying?
just out loud, thinking aloud, like in the same room, like
No, because Audrey
Sure,
is
would be
laying
better
down
for
on the top bunk.
conservation.
Della is standing on the ladder up talking to her, and you're on the bottom bunk going, well, not quite the usual sleeping quarters. I mean, like, you're talking out loud while the girls
You're
are on this
monologuing?
bunk.
This isn't a
normally I
feather
have more room
mattress.
for normally I have
I
more
lean
room
down.
for companionship.
No, we're not talking to you. Give me a minute, then you can talk your nonsense.
Picks you
Captain's
on
log.
Picks your face.
Captain's log!
Captain's log out to no one is
Talking
my
into the
favorite
Blackberry.
thing.
Captain's
Talking
log.
to
To the Blackberry!
Captain's log.
Captain Matthias, please roll me a do anything. Your
So we
DC's
have-
3.
So we have Audrey and, while you're doing that, we have Audrey and Matthias in one room, Della and Margo in the other, and then Ragnar sleeping on the floor. Or on the couch, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the arrangement, that's, I think, fine with him. I don't know how comfortable he would be on the couch.
Just on the floor
Like
instead.
like almost like when it's like too soft to fall asleep, like when you're used to like a
Yeah.
fervor thing. So I think maybe he would try on the couch, but I also feel like he wouldn't trust Matthias with Margo. So I
Matthias
don't
is
know
with
how he
Audrey.
would handle that.
Matthias is with Audrey.
What do you say? Oh, Matthias is with Audrey. Okay. Yeah, so then, so then he'd probably, like, be on the couch and he'd sort of, like, maybe toss and turn during the night and then,
Oh.
sleep on the floor instead.
Anyway, sorry. Resolve that roll.
Matthias, you rolled a 2 on your DC 3 check. So mark down on your sheet somewhere that you have 1 note. I hate to do this to you, Raegan. You've got a call, and Matthias is doing fucking star date, like leaving logs.
Hello?
Captain's log. Stardate 2702.18.
Hi, Captain
My new
Halifax.
crew seems
You
to
are
be-
calling me right now.
Computer,
No.
you don't have to interrupt during my...
No, this is Ray. This is Raegan Lease that we met earlier today, remember?
Wait. Were you taking notes?
No, I was, I'm here in case you have questions about the real world.
So I don't have a log.
You have a pen and paper that you could probably find. But no, your BlackBerry does not have any kind of notes function.
Computer, hang up.
Okay, goodbye, Captain
Computer,
Halifax.
hang up.
Goodbye, Captain Halifax.
Computer.
You're gonna need to do a compilation of every time I dive away from the laptop whenever Nolan does something insane.
Computer.
It's a compilation of all of us losing it over Matthias.
So good.
Anyway, that was, yeah. Okay, incredible.
So, I've got half of the sleeping arrangement down. With Margo and Della, who's on the top bunk?
I think Margo would try to take the bottom bunk.
Yeah, Della wouldn't care.
I feel like Della's been like a stable hand or something at some point, and they always sleep in like bunk beds, so you're probably used to it. Like, yeah.
You're sleeping in the
Don't
loft.
worry about it. I know how these things work. I'll take the top.
Margo has never seen bed stack. She is incredibly confused and feels like it's a safety issue.
It is.
How's the foot strong enough?
It is a safety concern.
Are we sure it won't fall on us?
I'm so sure this is much more sturdy than anything I've slept in before. So I've never had it fall on me,
Okay.
Incredible.
no matter how much it was moving.
Well, it's not necessarily nighttime yet. I just wanted to know where everyone was sleeping. You want go and place your things down. What do you
I did want to.
do?
Do we have things? Did we bring stuff from?
I think what would make the most sense is that in the closets, and then also in like a Rubbermaid tote, just like off to the side in one of the, like in the kitchen or the living room, is a whole bunch of just like gender neutral assorted clothing. And it's like, yes, I've got 10 shirts, 10 t-shirts of various color. I've got 10 pants, 10 shorts.
They're matching. They look like Mark
You can choose to
Zuckerberg.
make them match, yeah. They
They're
can
like-
be color
Look like
coordinated.
we're from the war.
They're like Mark Zuckerberg, like plain
Yeah,
black
black.
pants, plain yellow shirts, or whatever. Oh my god, that's so many.
This is horrid. This is horrid.
I
Are
don't
there
want to
curtains
wear
on the window?
any of this.
Oh my god, is she gonna pull an enchanted? I'm dying. Yes!
Yes.
Margo would not be caught dead in these clothes. She would make her own.
Yes!
Pulls down the curtains.
Love it.
I love that.
Amazing. Is there a sewing machine? No, she wouldn't even be using a sewing machine. She'd just be.
It'd be handmade.
Margo, do you have a relevant skill to make your own clothes, or do you want to do anything?
I have memory. I feel like I would have done it before, maybe.
I think
If
that
she's
we'll-
studying, well, to be fair, women in high society, that's the thing that they do is they study embroidery, they study history, they study language. That's like
I
their
think
thing.
I would count this more as like a dexterity-based skill rather than as you're like literally like how good how good of a seamstress are you, rather than like do I remember how to sew. So give me a do anything roll here, and the DC will be a 5.
Try to go to bat for you, Haley. I'm sorry.
It's a 1.
You do not make your own clothes. You are like, how did my
She just wrapped
handmaids?
it around her like a cloak.
How did my handmaids do this? Oh, whatever.
I think that we may have just not given them like sewing stuff at all.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think we would have thought of that. So I think you look around and like maybe there's one of those little pocket kits in a junk drawer in the kitchen, but that's about it.
You already cut up the curtains and then you realize there's no needles.
Incredible. What about everyone else with these outfits?
Not wearing it.
I don't think Ragnar's particularly bothered. He's sort of like he'll take what he can get. If this fits okay. Would they have his size? Because I feel like he's
Centuple
XL.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. So he's like a double XL, and it seems like it fits okay. It's softer than I think the clothes he normally would wear. So he's probably doing pretty good. I do not know why you all complain so much.
I mean, listen, clothes are for function more so than they are for looks. I've never understood appearance on that part, but this is fucking ugly.
I was about to say, this is quite hideous.
I think Ragnar internalizes that a little and is like, oh, of course, I wouldn't know what's ugly and what's not.
Ragnar's like, clothes.
Yeah. So I think I don't know if we do. Can we do insight checks in this game? I don't know if you want to do an insight check. I feel like he looks like a little like embarrassed.
Oh, no.
I think you look rather charming, Ragnar.
Cupid's arrow to the chest. Thank you, Margo. I think you look very charming in your cape.
Thank you. Still a little swirl. She doesn't care. She's having
Oh
fun.
my god. Blush. So cute. I'm blushing. So giddy.
It's
What's everyone else doing? How do you spend the rest of your evenings?
God.
I think I'm looking out the window.
Della checks the kitchen for beer for everyone.
I think
They've given us alcohol.
I think there is exactly like 1 6-pack of light beer, and then vegetables that are maybe halfway rotted already.
Oh.
Like this food was fully bought at the start of a week, thinking you guys would get through like life integration quicker. And they've just been buying food on Monday, and it's like a Thursday now, and it's just sat unused. Still like in bags, so it's rotting quicker because
edible,
the
but
intern
it's a
didn't do
little
a great job.
Yeah. It's
There's like a
edible,
little
but-
slime on the onions or something.
Ew.
Uh,
It's almost
okay.
worse than rotting.
I almost feel like, would Della know this is beer? Is my question.
Oh, true.
In a can. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely
I don't
in like
have-
a tin can, and it definitely does say like fucking X brand light beer on it or whatever.
Great value.
Okay. Yeah. Great value beer. I grab it out and I'm looking at it. Whatever. I doubt I'd know how to open a can, so I am going to roll for that with the do anything.
I would
Taking a
love
full
that.
can opener to a can of beer.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm gonna
like,
give it a
the
3.
crab
Just
is
a
what's
knife.
hitting you, you're like,
That's a 5. Do I figure out how to open a can?
You
of
see
beer?
that there's a little metal tab, and you can like.
Great. I do that. Alright. Sure. And then I find some glasses and pour it all into the glasses, and I carry out 5 glasses of beer. I got drinks if anyone wants them.
yes.
Yes.
Right. There.
Certainly.
I'm parched. Ragnar's never had alcohol, right?
Never.
Foundation, not real.
I feel like there might be some sort of wine.
I don't.
Fermented berries.
Talk tequila.
There's-
Can you imagine blowing up and having 6d6 in opening beers?
You're fucking.
Anything's possible.
I mean, I was a barmaid, so
That's true.
That's true.
yeah.
How do we think drinking an entire can of light beer is going to affect a man who is 6'9"?
Not at all.
Nothing.
Not at all,
Not
right?
lightly.
Yeah,
Or
he
like,
doesn't
what's
even
the big
feel it.
deal?
It's like you drank water.
He I feel like he drinks the whole thing in one like fully chugs it, and it's just like doesn't react.
Yeah. I think Della probably does the same thing because I'm sure the Wild West ale was much stronger than this.
Yeah.
This is shit.
I think Margo
Matthias?
would probably be slightly tipsy from it. She's only had like
Wow.
sips of wine at meetings.
Oh.
Bad girl.
She was all business.
I love
The
it.
party.
How's the captain reacting to this alcohol?
Matthias, he says like thank you or whatever, but he goes outside and just sips it while staring at the stars.
I was
Stop.
just gonna say, I feel like Ragnar also would be
Aw.
outside for most of this because I think that's where he's most comfortable. And there's been too many things that have happened in his life. There's been too much change that's been happening. So I think Ragnar would absolutely join Matthias outside.
I
and
love
just,
that moment. So we
Yeah.
see here someone who's been raised to think they are at the very beginning of time, and someone who thinks that they're far in the farther than even the real world is. Both of you find yourselves more comfortable looking up at the cosmos here, and you find yourself standing outside in front of your suburban front yard, 2010 style.
The
So they
neighbors have
told you-
fully placed a plastic flamingo in your yard.
Amazing. Ragnar's gonna look up and say, so they told you were from there.
From all around the galaxy, yeah.
I had many dreams as a child. Being able to walk among the stars. The thing of legends. That is where heroes go to die, yes?
That was the plan.
How are you?
I can't admit it wasn't true. All my accomplishments and acts. My family's history.
A lie. I'm sure you still have, plenty to... And he, ups and downs this slender, lithe man. Plenty to contribute, I'm sure.
And Matthias is fully staring up at so I'm I'm sure you'll have no problem.
No. You speak with, how you call it, I believe, bravado, confidence. How do you do that?
I was raised to believe our actions are the measure of a man. And I've always endeavored to be honorable and loyal to my crew, and if I can accomplish that, no act is beyond me.
I once lifted an enormous boulder over my head. Larger than anything anyone in my village had ever lifted. I felt powerful, on top of the world, among the stars. But it seems many people are quick to forget my accomplishments.
I'll make sure to include it in my next entry.
I think Ragnar's gonna put a hand on his shoulder and kind of pull him into a little bit of a half hug. Maybe a little bit tighter than he should.
Yeah, Matthias is like, oh, yes, good man.
But I don't think anyone's ever really believed in him this quickly before.
Oh. We cut from this beautiful kind of cyclical scene of, it's been a silly first hour and a half of the session, but this very cyclical moment where the beginning of time and not necessarily the end of time, but the end of this timeline kind of touching here. Humans, despite, right? Still hugging, holding hands, whatever, right? As the two men are outside, we cut inside to the three women, and I think we have, like, Detective Dame sitting on a chair smoking your cigarette, the princess lounging on the couch as if it were a chaise, and probably Della is, like, sitting on the coffee table, like, crisscross. What are the three of you talking
I
about?
definitely think she's sitting there, like, legs way too spread and just hands on her knees.
What are the three of you talking
Not
about?
proper at all.
As the men have stepped out, what do you three talk about?
Margo has never been so giggly in her life.
This conversation is not going to pass the Bechdel test.
She's also tipsied. I was gonna ask, did they leave any, like, reading material? Like, I was gonna say that she's looking at, like, a magazine now.
I think you were given, like, rough integration packages of, like, if you want to do XYZ, go to ABC, but not, like, much in reading material. I think there's, like, a small bookshelf on the wall that mostly just has, like, too many bookends, not enough books. But I'm sure you could pick something off of that.
It's got, like, some ridiculous, like, classic staple things. It's, like, got
Like
the
H.G.
Bible.
Wells, the Bible. But then at
The
the same
Bible.
time, weirdly, there's 3 bookends on one shelf that's like the hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil.
Yeah.
But there's no books on that shelf either.
Why even put anything on the shelf? Whatever. I think I'll be looking through the integration package perched at, like, the kitchen window, like.
Oh my god. So, our old lives were a lie. How are y'all coping with that?
I really can't believe it. I mean, friends, family, our whole life.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have many people to begin with, but I've got one I've ever known, and that's hard.
Well, yes. Realizing now that every case I ever solved was staged. I didn't do it. It was set up. It was all fake. Someone wrote it out and they brought in people to fake it for me. All those convenient leads.
Everything we've worked for, a lie. I mean, I felt like I risked everything when I ran away from home, and yet it wasn't real. I don't even know if they were really my parents.
Probably not. Did you were in charge of a kingdom?
I was an heir. My father wanted me to marry the son from the neighboring kingdom, but I had already met my love, or at least I thought I did.
That I can relate on.
Well,
Not that he was around
Why-
much, but you know.
I don't understand why people would want to watch suffering so much.
You and me both.
yes, I don't think I would like to meet anyone who watched our show, our lives.
Yeah.
I don't think I would
Fuck
like
no.
that very much.
I think if I saw one of them, I'd barely be able to stop myself from kicking their ass. So,
I mean, what did they say? We're witness protection? Do you think we're allowed to cause some problems?
You know, they want to watch a spectacle of us this far. Why stop?
That's what I'm thinking.
I like the way you think, Princess.
Yeah, well, I'm tired of following the rules that I was learned.
I've never been quite the rule follower myself.
I think tomorrow we've got to go into town and get something else. And I point to that ugly bag of clothes.
You know, I agree.
Fucking God, yeah.
So the men are outside talking about what it means to be a man throughout history. They are holding each other's shoulders and staring up at the cosmos, and the women are like, by God, I'm bored already. How can I cause trouble?
Exactly.
Incredible. I'm going to, at this point, we time skip a bit, and you all eventually head to bed.
Yeah.
And we are like, you know, what our viewers at home, are watching here. We cut from following you all in your new house in the real world, and we instead cut back to that place where you guys were first released, in that, like, recording studio that you guys had lived in for 25 years and were escorted out of today. You see Ray finishing her shift on call, kind of... That was... sad.
I mean, it was... I feel expected. It's a rough integration, and it has to happen. If this ends up, you know, blowing up, ended up some sort of PR nightmare, I mean, if we get sued on top of going bankrupt...
Yeah, we need to make sure that this integration is seamless, because if it ends up blowing up, well, we're never going to get to run a show again, so...
No, we're, I mean, it was iffy with the first show. I'll fully admit that. But we had growing pains, and we learned, and...
Well, you remember what happened in 86, and they still let us keep going.
Right? And it's like, now I know you're a fan of the review boards, but I think it just, like, slows down the creative flow.
I think the review boards
you know,
are
I guess there's
integral.
no creative flow anymore, but...
I think that they're integral in the process of making a new show, and if we're able to make a new show, like, it has to be... Anyway, I know we're never going to agree on that.
It's whatever, right?
I don't know, I feel bad for them. Is there any way that we can, like, make it easier as they continue, or...
I mean, we've got,
I know we're not supposed to really
we've
interfere.
got the little angel system here. We've got,
If they need help, they can call us, but...
I'm fully going to sell the cigarettes I confiscated just to give them a bit more money, because I know that's kind of rough, but...
Yeah, I mean...
I've been trying to head up the auctions, but it's just fucking insane, you know? Fucking screen war shit, but it's actually, like, damaged, not just like, oh, we put it on for 5 seconds. Nobody actually wants that.
We'll figure it out. They'll have to get jobs and stuff, too, so...
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Well, you want to take a shift tomorrow, or...
Yeah, I mean... I'm on call for the night, and then I come in the morning, so...
Okay. Do you need...
I think we should be good.
Do you want, like, company here tonight, or can I go?
Oh, well, I'm just on call, so I'm gonna... Give me just, like, 20 minutes, I'll have it forward to my phone, and then...
Okay.
I'll just pick up.
Okay. Okay, well, I'll... see you in the morning.
Yeah, I guess, have a good night, Ray.
You too, Ten. And that's where we end our session 1.
What?
Yeah. Aaron and I...
No, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me.
What?
What?
Papa, more movie!
Papa, more movie!
I would like to keep this opening part of the ad in. I want us all right now to create a sponsor.
Okay.
Together. For, like, someone who pulled out of the show.
Nesquik.
Next wick. Next wick. What does next wick make?
They make supplements. They make supplements to run fast.
So, I thought my mic was broken.
Supplements, yeah. All the food that we ate in the show that was cooked by, like, not ourselves was inserted with that protein.
Yes. Do you want to be as strong as Ragnar, as quick as Margo, as dashing as Della, as cunning as Audrey, and as charming as Captain Halifax? Enjoy some Nexwick supplement. Get it in your fucking body.
Cute. Thank you all so much for coming on this tour of Locke Studios. I hope that you enjoyed. I'm sorry about that interruption there in the center. That is very embarrassing. If we are ever able to run another show, we hope that you'll come back. If not, you'll see me on a street corner. So, like this video, leave a comment telling us who your favorite sponsor is, and subscribe to pay for my groceries. Thank you, and good night.